Welcome to the pantry at Garfield Elementary School. 7 years ago, Trinity Cathedral expanded outreach efforts to include a new ministry within the community. Garfield Elementary School was contacted to determine if the cathedral community could provide assistance in some way. One of the first initiatives Trinity volunteers participated in was the Read Across America program. Read Across America was a springboard for further connection, and volunteers began to make regular visits to tutor students in reading. 5 years ago, Trinity joined other community-based groups to become the Garfield Community Partnership. Over time, we became involved in other initiatives at the school. The Music Guild sponsored an enrichment experience, which was the culmination of the fourth graders' Arizona History Unit. We were lucky to have world champion hoop dancer Tony Duncan, and the event was held at the Heard Museum. We joined with our community partners to honor the Garfield staff during Teacher Appreciation Week and help the Aimrite staff sort toys for the annual Garfield Neighborhood Christmas Party. The Trinity community has provided backpacks for the first graders for the past 3 years. The addition of a food program was our response to the financial stress on the Garfield community, which was created by the worldwide pandemic. With the lockdown in March of 2020, the decision was made by the Mullen Foundation to secure a grant to provide fresh produce and for the Garfield families. Mullen Foundation had partnered with Arizona Small Farm Co-op Sun Produce to produce 10 pounds of fresh vegetables per week. At our next partnership meeting, we decided that Trinity might be able to help out with feeding the community. It began as a drive-by operation. We started modestly with offering a small bag of pantry items. This supplemented the vegetable bags provided by the Mullen Foundation and items given to selected families through a school district feeding program. We were outside and cars would pull up to our area and we would greet the occupants and present a bag. From the summer of 2020 until winter of 2021, we continued to operate outside the school building. The donations from Trinity increased. Feedback was positive and justified the continuance of the program and a move inside the building. A storage room adjacent to the cafeteria became the official home of the pantry. Sorting, hauling, and finally stacking became the order of the day. Our goals have remained simple: address food and nutrition insecurity, and improve access to nutritious food through partnerships like the Mullen Foundation. There is a three-step process. One, collection of donations and transport to Garfield. Two, sort and pack at the pantry. And three, delivery to the families by Aimrite. Our faithful group of volunteers transport the food to Garfield. The pantry warriors arrive to sort and pack. We try to follow a strict safety protocol, and we screen for expiration dates and condition of the actual item. We're very careful to monitor for packaging, tears, compromised cans. And we also take extra precautions to make sure that items such as dry beans, cereal, and pasta are secured to avoid any type of infestation. An example of a monitoring sheet for expiration dates. These are the typical items that are distributed. We use an assembly line style process to fill the bags. We're currently packing bags for 23 families. The referrals are made by the Garfield staff, our Aimrite partner, and individual requests. The supplemental food bags are distributed every 2 weeks by our Aimrite partner. We are always concerned about the safety of our volunteers. Our packing protocol is based on the current CDC guidelines, and we want to make sure that everyone who is helping remains safe. Our workers are masked, and we limit the number of workers inside the pantry. At a certain point in the pandemic, when the numbers were high, we actually had to limit the number of workers during a work session. We follow the school district requirements for volunteers. We have check-ins, name tags, and most importantly, no student contact. There are always challenges and concerns in operating a food program. There are several issues that we are most concerned about. One is glass containers. There is a safety issue in the packing process as well as the transporting process. We cannot stack the glass containers and therefore compromises our shelf space. Some of the larger items, especially cereals and unfortunately our all-time favorite Cheez-Its, we cannot open or repackage those items, and it makes it difficult to fit into the bags that we have to work with. There's also an issue of some heavy items, and we ask that donors avoid giving or donating items heavier than 1 pound, such as sugar, flour, baking mixes. The exception to that rule is the non-fat dry milk, and generally we have been receiving Kroger brand, and we can handle up to 2 pounds. With having heavier items, it reduces the number and variety of items included in the bag. Our goal is to keep the weight of the individual bags under 10 pounds. And also, we try to limit the total amount of poundage that someone has to lift. So our goal is to be able to pack 4 to 5 individual bags into each of our travel bags that Aimrite uses. We could not execute this program without help from our special partners, the Mullen Foundation and Aim Right Ministries. Thanks to the following parishioners who contributed time and talent. A very special thanks to our current pantry warriors, Gail King, Louise Ruff, Gail Brown, and Catherine Hudson. Garfield students, families, and the staff, thank you for your support and generosity.